You're working hard. You are earning, you are grinding, and yet, at the end of the month, your bank account looks exactly the same as it did when you started. It feels like you are pouring water into a bucket full of holes. You look at your paycheck and then you look at your expenses, and somehow the math never seems to add up. You are not alone. It is the silent frustration that keeps millions of people awake at night, wondering if they will ever actually get ahead, or if they are just running on a treadmill that never stops. You watch your friends take vacations. You see people buying homes. You see people building lives that look secure, while you are left questioning why your own hard work doesn't seem to yield the same result. Is it the cost of living? Is it your salary? Is it the market? No. It is almost always a breakdown in the system you use to manage what you already have. You have been trained to think that more income is the answer, but if you don't master the mechanics of your cash flow, a higher salary will only mean you have more money to lose. There is a psychological phenomenon I call the financial fog of war. When your money is disorganized, your brain enters a state of constant low-level anxiety. You avoid checking your balance because you are afraid of what you might see. You avoid opening your statements because they represent a failure you don't want to confront. This avoidance is the exact moment your financial freedom dies. By looking away, you are handing the steering wheel of your life over to the banks, the advertisers, and the impulse-driven economy. My name is Arthur Leo Stone, and in this video I'm going to show you exactly why your budget is failing and how to fix it in 30 minutes flat. No complex spreadsheets. No endless, soul-crushing tracking of every single penny. Just the simple mechanical steps to plug the holes in your financial ship so you can finally start building real, measurable net worth. I need you to stay with me until the very end because I'm going to share a simple automation method that will remove the human error from your finances once and for all. A system that works even when you are too tired, too busy, or too distracted to make a smart decision. This is how you win the game without having to think about it every single day. This is the difference between surviving and truly thriving. Before we go any further, I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Everything I share is for educational and entertainment purposes, based on my own experience and the systems that work for me. You are responsible for your own financial decisions, so please do your own research before you act. Now, before we get to work, you need a baseline. Click the link in the description for my free wealth audit checklist. It is designed to expose exactly where your money is actually going versus where you think it is going. It is the first step toward true financial clarity. Get your copy and let's get to work. All right. Let us look at the real problem. Most people treat a budget like a punishment. They think it is about depriving themselves of coffee, cutting out every joy in life, and living like a monk. That is why it fails. You can only white-knuckle your way through frugality for so long before you snap and binge spend on things you don't need. It is a psychological trap. You feel restricted, so you rebel. You tell yourself, "I've been so good all month," and then you sabotage yourself with a single afternoon of careless spending. A budget is not a cage. A budget is a tool. It is simply a map that tells your money where to go instead of wondering where it went. The reason your budget is failing is almost certainly because you are focusing on the wrong things. You are obsessing over the $3 latte while ignoring the $300 subscriptions, the high-interest debt, and the convenience fees that are eating your paycheck alive. You are focusing on the leaves, but the tree is rotting at the roots. We have to stop this pattern. You have to understand that your financial environment is designed to keep you spending. Every app, every notification, every buy now, pay later button is engineered to bypass your logic and target your emotions. Most people approach budgeting by looking backwards. They spend all month and then they look at their bank statement with a sense of dread. That is not budgeting. That is an autopsy. It is looking at the crime scene after the money is already gone. When you budget, you should not be looking at what you spent yesterday. You should be telling your money exactly what to do for the month ahead. This is proactive planning, not reactive record keeping. And that shift in mindset, from looking at the past to controlling the future, is the first step toward reclaiming your independence. You are not managing your past mistakes. You are designing your future success. The most common mistake people make is thinking they can rely on willpower. You are tired after a long day of work. You see something you want. You think, I had a hard day, I deserve this. And just like that, the budget is broken. We have all been there. But relying on willpower is a losing strategy. Willpower is a finite resource. It depletes as the day goes on. You cannot expect yourself to make the best financial decisions when you are physically and mentally exhausted. Stop relying on your brain to make smart financial decisions when it is already drained. Remove the human element entirely. The secret to a budget that actually works is to pay yourself first. Most people pay their landlord, the utility company, the credit card company, and the government, and then they try to save whatever crumbs are left over at the end of the month. That is backward. You are prioritizing the demands of the world over the security of your own future. You need to set up an automatic transfer. The moment your paycheck hits your account, a predetermined amount should move immediately to your investment or savings account. Before you pay the electric bill, before you buy groceries, before you see that money in your checking account. If you don't see it, you won't spend it. It is that simple. This is how you trick your brain into living on less, ensuring your wealth-building engine is fueled before the wants even have a chance to tempt you. Now here is the 30-minute fix to reset your financial life. Step 1. Pull your last 3 months of bank statements. Yes, it is painful, but you need to see the carnage. I want you to go line by line. Don't look at the totals. Look at the individual transactions. Look for the habits. Are you spending $50 here on dining out? $30 there on convenience store runs? That is not just money, that is time you spent working to fund someone else's profit. Step 2. Categorize your spending into 3 buckets. Bucket 1. Needs. Rent, basic food, utilities. These are your non-negotiables. These are the things that keep the lights on and the roof over your head. If this bucket is creeping up, you need to look at your living situation, not your coffee habit. You need to be ruthless about the cost of your shelter and transportation. Bucket 2. Goals. Your automatic investments. This is your future self. This is your army of soldiers we talked about in the last video. This money should be treated with the same urgency as a tax bill. It is not an option, it is a requirement. If you are not funding this bucket, you are effectively paying a tax to your present self at the expense of your future self. I want you to look at this number not as a deduction from your paycheck, but as a payment to your future, wealthier self. Bucket 3. Wants. Everything else. Dining out, entertainment, impulse buys. If your wants bucket is larger than your goals bucket, that is why you aren't getting ahead. It is not an income problem, it is a priorities problem. You need to identify the invisible drains. These are the recurring subscriptions you forgot about, the service fees, the insurance policies you haven't shopped around for in years. These are the silent killers of wealth. Within 30 minutes, you can cancel these, call your providers to negotiate rates, or simply set a hard limit on your discretionary spending. Take your recurring bills and ask yourself, does this provide me with value? If it does not, kill it. If it does, can I get it cheaper? This process of trimming the fat is how you find the capital to fuel your investments. Go through your subscriptions. Be ruthless. We live in an era of convenience that is actually a tax on your wealth. Those $10 a month streaming services, the gym membership you haven't used since January, the premium app upgrades, they add up. They are stealing your future to pay for your present. You are literally renting your lifestyle rather than owning your freedom. I want you to think about the cost of ownership for your lifestyle. Every time you sign up for a monthly fee, you are committing a portion of your future labor to that company. Is that really where you want your life's work to go? By cutting these drains, you are reclaiming your time, your energy, and your future potential. True wealth is not about how much you earn. It is about the gap between what you earn and what you spend. The wider that gap, the faster you build your freedom engine. Stop trying to be perfect. Start being consistent. The goal is not to never spend money again. The goal is to spend money with intention. When you know that your bills are paid and your future self is already being taken care of through your automatic investments, you can enjoy the rest of your money without the anxiety. You can spend it knowing that you have already won the game for the month. You are building a system that rewards you for your discipline, not one that punishes you for your humanity. You have the foundation. You have the tools. You have the blueprint. Now you just need to tighten the bolts and start the engine. But there is one final thing you need to understand. Even if you save your money, you are not safe if you let it sit stagnant. There is a silent force working against every dollar you earn, eroding its value every single day you leave it in a standard bank account. In our next video, we are going to expose the hidden inflation tax, why your savings are actually shrinking, and what you must do to protect your hard-earned money from losing its power. You cannot afford to miss that one. If you found this helpful, click the link in the description to grab your free wealth audit checklist. And if you are ready to stop guessing and start building, do these 3 things right now. Like this video. It tells YouTube that you value this kind of clear, no-nonsense financial education. Subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. You do not want to miss the upcoming deep dives where we break down specific asset classes and retirement strategies. Comment below. Tell me, what is one invisible drain you are going to cancel today? Let's keep each other accountable. We have only scratched the surface. There is so much more to learn, and I am going to be here every step of the way to ensure you have the clarity you need to succeed. Share this with someone you care about who is ready to take back control of their financial future. Thank you for being here. Thank you for doing the work. My name is Arthur Leo Stone, and I will see you in the next Master Your Money video.